Hello, everybody. Welcome to our monthly Fast Start training. My name is Phebe Trotman. I am an executive distributor with Sendo Cards, and it is an honor and pleasure to be on the line with you guys tonight. So the monthly Fast Start training is a time where we can get together and go over simple tips to building a rock-solid business with Sendo Cards. So we host this every last Wednesday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, one of the things, though, with this Fast Start training is the working hands-on Fast Start training. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper. Make sure you have your phone handy. That way we can go through some stuff as we're going through tonight's training. Now, one thing we highly recommend, if you have not been in the Sendo Cards Resource Center, you want to make sure you go in there and watch the simple success videos that the President of Field Operations, multi-million-dollar entrepreneur Steve Schultz put together, because they are phenomenal. And that's kind of the foundation, and we're just going to build upon some of that. First thing, though, I want to say to all of you guys is thank you so much for taking some time out to hop on tonight, and thank you for being a part of the Sendo Cards family. We really are part of the best company. We're at the right place, right time, incredible leadership, and so we're just excited to be on this journey with you. And what we're going to share tonight is stuff that we do every single day in our Sendo Cards business. So what we do to launch new team members and just a simple recipe for success. Now, this is going to be kind of buffet-style training. What we mean by that is we're going to give you everything that we do every single day. Now, if you have a sponsor coach who's teaching you something different and it's working, keep doing that. We're just going to share what we're doing and what we found that has worked and what we've learned along the way. And again, what we're doing every single day. Now, there's always going to be some things that, just like a buffet, we're going to be like, this is something you have to do in your business. So we're going to highlight that stuff, and we're going to have some fun tonight. Any questions that you have throughout tonight's overview, go ahead and type them in the control panel. If you're listening to the replay, because we will record this, we will send you out the link, and then it's yours to train your team, listen with your team, help launch new team members. If you're listening to the replay, obviously you know where to find us. We're here and happy to help in any way that we can. Now, I've been saying we because I get to introduce my amazing, amazing co-host, friend, business partner, rockstar entrepreneur, senior executive, Melissa Barlock. Melissa is based out of Oakville, Ontario, but her business is completely global and worldwide. She has been building a rock-solid business through Sendo Cards, with literally inspiring the entire company to dream bigger and do bigger and do more. She's actually a senior executive with Sendo Cards, our most recent senior executive. She's also the 2016 Distributor of the Year. The year before, she was Distributor of the Year runner-up. She's absolutely just an incredible, incredible person, giving of her time to help others. And again, not only has she created success with her business, but she's helping other people follow a simple recipe for success. She's serving on our prestigious Eagles Nest Leadership Advisory Board. Now, if you're new to Sendo Cards, what the Eagles Nest Leadership Advisory Board is it really is made up of the who of Sendo Cards. So Cody Bateman, our founder and CEO, our President of Field Operations, Steve Schultz, our VP, Vanessa Hunter, and then all our Eagle distributors. And then every 6 months, this Eagles Nest, new leaders, up-and-coming leaders, are invited on this. Well, Melissa has been serving on the prestigious Eagles Nest, not just 1 term, not 2 terms, not 3 terms. I don't even know. We kind of lost count. So I think I said 6, but it could even be more than that. Literally, she's just rocking it. So you guys, we are in good hands. We have incredible leadership, and she's just going to share everything that she's doing every single day to grow, again, a very lucrative Sendo Cards business, which she literally builds from her mobile phone, because she has 2 extremely adorable and very active children, and she just builds this business literally in the pockets of her day. So Melissa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks so much for being on tonight.
Holy moly. I missed all that. Can you say that again?
I know, right? No, I can't, because it's straight from the heart. I know. I should have written it down.
I'm going to let them know who my husband's married to here.
Oh, totally. We'll send it to John. I'll send it to him. I'll be like, John, you need to listen to this, okay? Good.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you. Holy moly. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. And, you know, that's one of the things I love about this business, is that we get to recognize people. And although that recognition piece for me, and I know especially Canadians, I don't know, I can speak for Canadians because I know a lot of them, that it's hard sometimes to hear that recognition. And for me, it's like, oh, okay, enough already. But it's important to do this within your business and your Sendo Cards business. That's actually part of the training piece. And that's why we really do it too, is obviously we want to recognize the accolades, but that's what we want all of our teams to be doing as well. That recognition piece is so big. So with that being said, Phoebe, move on to your slide, because I want to do you the honor recognizing you as well, because it's really important to do that, and it's really important to receive that as well. So sometimes we just have to pause and we have to say thank you, and that's something that I've learned along the way, and I'm still trying to learn just to say thank you instead of always deflecting, because you know, it's nice when people give you compliments, receive them. It's nice for somebody to give it to, and it's nice to accept them as well. So this woman absolutely needs an introduction, because she absolutely deserves the introduction. So Phebe Trotman, executive distributor with Send Out Cards. She was the is the 2016 Distributor of the Year runner-up, as well as 2015 Magic Begins With You award winner, and 2014 Trainer of the Year. So having Phoebe, you know, run these trainings every single month, it's an honor to be working with Phoebe, but also training, and it's something that all of us should be plugging all of our teams into, because obviously Phoebe has a wealth of information to share. So that's why we do this every single month. Now Phoebe, along with all these other things, I'll pinpoint a few things, but she's had nomination after nomination and won many trips, and certainly a ton of accolades, but she's also on the Eagles Nest Advisory Leadership Board and has been a member since 2013, has won the Gratitude Award, featured in the Sun magazine, as well as the 2012 convention speaker. She speaks at convention and basically speaks globally, teaching and inspiring her team, but also the entire Send Out Cards community as well. So definitely no lack of experience on this training call tonight. So guys, it's my pleasure to be working with Phoebe and also to be here with you guys tonight. And hopefully you'll take a few nuggets, maybe write some down, and hopefully teach them as well, because that's the whole thing with network marketing, is not only do we want to learn it, but we want to teach a few who then go on to teach a few. So the thing that we like to get started with is your why power. And your why power is most definitely stronger than your willpower. And I think we kind of prove that every single year when most of the entire globe, or at least North America, goes on a diet, and by the 9th of January, it's over because that willpower is gone. And that's not everybody. That's just an analogy that most people can relate to or know somebody. But the truth is, if you know why you're doing it, if you have a bigger vision, then you're going to stick to it. So if your why is strong enough, you're going to figure out your how. So figure out what your why is, and you may not know exactly what it is, especially if you're starting with this business and you're new, but figure it out along the way. And I think the Promptings Academies with Cody Bateman helps you to figure out really what your why is and that core of who you are, which is really neat. Now, fast track to success. So these are a couple of recommendations that we feel is a great start. And so it's kind of like a checklist, so that you feel like, yeah, you know what, I've got this checked off, I can move on, especially people who are very kind of articulate and want to make sure that they cross those T's and dot those I's. So first thing you want to do is set up your personalized Send Out Cards website. Or if you've just sponsored somebody, help them set it, or teach them where to find it, how to do it. So that's, as a new distributor, you not only have your site where you create your cards and of course your app, but you have a retail site, which is sendoutcards.com / it'll always direct back to your ID. So you can always find it with your ID, but you can change that as well under your personal website options. And that's your website where you're going to direct people to learn more about Send Out Cards. You've got videos there, you've got testimonies, and you can sign people up. You can find the packages and plans there, as well as the breakdown cost of the points for cards as well. So that's all you need. You basically need your mobile phone, your mobile app, and you can go to your site and you can show everybody from there. So it's really cool. Now the next thing you want to do is fill out your W8BEN for international. So anybody outside of Canada will do W8BEN. Anybody in the United States will do W9, and that is available in the Resource Center under the company downloads. It's just an online form. So Send Out Cards does send an email to your new distributor. Now, I also like to do that as well. Because people they're connected with me, I send them a welcome email and I attach that link in there. So you can choose to do that as well, because again, sometimes people kind of dismiss the emails from corporate. Next thing you want to do is send yourself your why card. Make it at least a 1-year commitment to yourself, your family, and your dreams. I say longer. I know when I first started this business, I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that it was going to be a journey. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So figure out what your why is, what's and write down your dreams. Dream big. This is giving you permission to dream and live out your dreams. Next thing you want to do is start your list. Every person on your list can be either a customer, a distributor, or a connector. So please do not discriminate. It is not up to us to decide what people are going to be. So let's put everybody on your list and let them decide. Show as many people as possible, and they'll decide whether they want to be a customer, distributor, or nothing at all, and they'll just connect you to people. And some of the best people that you meet are going to be connectors. And I want to give a quick story. I met a guy this week. I was hesitant to call him because I thought, for sure this guy has been, approached by so many different MLM and direct sales people, and for sure send out cards because he runs a large networking group. I never connected with him ever. For the last 5 years that I've been in send out cards, I've always thought about it. And finally, for whatever reason, I thought, you know what? I had a prompting to reach out to him. I sent him a message on Facebook Messenger, said, hey, would love to connect over coffee or lunch. Let me know if you're available. He responded, said, yes, absolutely, let's get together. I was astounded. We got together, had lunch, and I said to him, and he's a super nice guy, very well established, and I said to him, I said, I have to ask you, obviously, you don't just go meet people just to meet them. I know you're very busy. I respect your time. So what was tell me why you're here. And I asked him, and he said, you know what? He goes, to be honest with you, I've always been intrigued with send-out cards. Nobody has ever approached me. And I was dumbfounded. I could not believe that nobody has approached this guy, and he runs a networking group of hundreds, if not thousands of people. So he's interested. Stay tuned for that one. You never, ever, ever know. So next thing, we also recommend that you schedule 2 send-out cards showcases. That's basically just like a business launch or a get-together, a business presentation. It can be online. It can be through a webinar, a Zoom. It can be through Facebook, whatever you want it to be. Within the first 10 days of getting started. That's a great way to help your new person or to reach out to your sponsor and say, hey, you know what, would you mind helping me with a little presentation at my home? I'm going to invite a couple friends, and over-invite, under-expect. 2 dates, because the first date, maybe people are going to say they're too busy. Say, no problem, can you meet this date? It's a great way to expose it to the most amount of people in the shortest amount of time. Next thing, introduce your top 3. And it's really important to get that edification, the validation, that credibility. Edify your sponsor coach, and they'll edify you as well. Okay, so it's really important, that piece, and you're learning from them, and they want you to succeed. That's the great beauty of this business, is we want to help people get started. It's helping everybody. So don't be afraid to reach out. We love getting questions, and your sponsors love getting questions because they know that you're plugged in. Next thing, take a fun selfie when you receive your first send-out cards check. If you're receiving checks, take that picture, send it to your sponsor coach, just a picture of you holding the envelope before you open it, so that we can celebrate your success and congratulate you as well.
I love getting selfies of people who get checks. That is probably one of my favorite things with this business, you guys, is that we get to help people earn income. So next, you guys, when we're getting set up with send-out cards, or we're launching a new team member, and you get a bundle, and in your bundle there's going to be points. Now, one of the things, we want to get those points out there because they're going to introduce and expose other people to send-out cards. Every time we send a card and a gift, someone else is getting a chance to experience what send-out cards is all about, right? So again, we love checklists, so we have a fun little checklist. If you're not sure what to do with your points to get started, here's a quick little checklist. So right away, you want to send 5 heartfelt cards. So just pick 5 friends, family members, clients, colleagues that you can reach out to with a heartfelt card. Grab some pictures, make it really fun, and just send them a quick note of appreciation or gratitude. Next thing you want to do is you want to send a card and a gift of choice to a family member or a best friend. Now, the Send-Out Cards gift shop, they're always adding new gifts. They really do a great job of adding new cool gifts. There's one for Easter even right now. Go in there and just pick a gift that you think a friend would love or a family member and just send it to them. Again, it's a great way to kind of see all the different gifts that we have in Send-Out Cards by just scrolling and having a quick look. Our brownies are absolutely amazing, so you want to make sure that you send out at least 3 boxes of brownies or the blondies to, again, pick 3 different people, send them a card, add the brownies or the blondies. And then we want to encourage you to send one card and include a Starbucks or a Tim Hortons gift card. The power of what we have to send out cards is to allow other people to experience it. Things are going to happen when you start sending cards and gifts. Well, number one, it's going to strengthen your belief in the Send Out Cards product, because you're going to have your phone, email, Facebook messages, people contacting you saying, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the card. You have no idea how much that meant to me. And so that's going to strengthen your belief. Plus, when you're sending out these cards, we promise you this: if you send out these 5 heart cards, the gifts, the brownies, etc., and you do some on the phone, on the app, as well as some on the website, you're going to be a pro, okay? That's how simple our system is. So one of the things, this is one of those moments where if for any reason you do not have the Send Out Cards app on your phone, we want you to pause, go into the App Store if you're on an iPhone, go into Google Play if you're on an Android, and download the app right now. Now, one of the other things that I want to just pause in, a little bit of a side note, is we're building multi-million-dollar businesses. So yes, I have an iPhone. Now, the only thing that I actually know how to do on an Android is send a card on the Send Out Cards app. The reason being is that I watched the video. I went into the video library, I watched that video, and we want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. We teach our team to do the exact same thing. Why? Because we're building multi-million-dollar businesses. So you want to make sure that you know how to operate the app on the other phone. So you're going to get comfortable sending it on your phone, but also make sure you go in there and watch the other video. If you watch it 2 times, you'll be a pro and know how to do it as well too. So that video library is available in your phone. If you're on an iPhone, click on the little account button, click on the video library, and there's tutorials in there, okay? If you're on an Android, the top 3 in the top right-hand corner, those 3 little dots, click on that, go into the video library, okay? Also, on the Send Out Cards website, if you go under the company tab and click on tutorials, there's also little videos on how to do everything on the system. But one of the things we recommend, just hop on there. You're not going to break anything. You want to get really comfortable using the Send Out Cards system, because if you can be comfortable sending cards and gifts yourself, then you will be able to share with other people. One of the ways that you can just kind of imagine, look at those points almost as your little worker bees, and you want to get them out there working for you. So when you first get your bundle set up, send as many cards and gifts as you can, as quickly as you can. And then every month going forward, play hot potato with your points. So the moment your subscription runs and those points come in, set a goal and intention to get them out there as fast as you can, because again, you're going to have stories. You're going to have people asking you how you did it. The highest income earners in Send Out Cards also send them those cards and gifts, because we're actively showing and sharing Send Out Cards, and we're sending lots of cards and gifts. So have fun with those points and get them out there as much as you can working for you.
Awesome. And so once you've done that, make sure that you get plugged in and join the team. This is so, so critical, especially in this business where, you know, we're all independent distributors. And the beauty of that is that we're independent. So this is our business. You get to do what you want, when you want, and sometimes that's great. But the easy things to do are also the easy things not to do. So that's why it's really important to get plugged in, join in on the leadership calls, that way you feel like you're part of something bigger, and you're learning opportunities, and you're staying kind of committed and accountable. So the weekly Send Out Cards leadership calls, President of Field Operations, Steve Schultz, he hosts that. He'll have various special guests on as well, but Steve is a multi-millionaire in this industry and has a wealth of information, so you're going to learn something new every single week. So not only you plug in, but have your teams plug in as well. It's really important. That's every single Monday night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Take a screenshot of this and then plug this into your phone, set a reminder on your phone, have it really handy and available. Now, obviously, if you have that's always going to take precedence and priority over these, you can listen to the replays the next day. There's replays the next day in the resource center, and I believe that's under events or something like that. So you'll see the replay there. Now the next thing on Monday nights. Monday night's a busy night, but well worth it, especially if you don't have any meetings. #1 income earner and team builder, Jordan Adler, he has been doing this for the last, I don't even know how many years. Wealth of information, 6:30 Pacific or 9:30 Eastern, 30 minutes long. And this is a fabulous training call. It's also a great way if you're kind of in a slump, or if you are new to the business. I would recommend, listening to a couple of those a day if you can, if you're driving somewhere and you can multitask, or listen to one a day, and you'll be surprised at the wealth of knowledge you're going to learn. And go back and listen to them as well, because at different points in your business, you're going to always pull something new. I always do that, and I'm always learning something new, and it's a great refresher as well. So all calls are also recorded and available online at thecoolbuzz.com. And then also ask to be added to the official Send Out Cards Facebook page. And we want to share your success. We want to welcome new team members, and we want to celebrate others. The Send Out Cards official Facebook group is for distributors only, and that's a positive page where we really want to reinforce the positivity and the growth of the company.
Awesome. So you guys, tonight we're going to cover 6 simple steps to building a rock solid Send Out Cards business. Now, the stuff that we just talked about really is that foundation. So that's the stuff that you want to be doing every single day. Now, we're going to touch a little bit about how do you share Send Out Cards with other people. And we really look at this business as, like, I love to bake. So think about it almost as you're baking a cake, right? If you follow the steps and the ingredients to a T that are in that recipe, your chances of creating that same masterpiece are 99.9. When we start substituting stuff, taking out stuff, leaving stuff, changing stuff, then we're not going to get that same masterpiece. And it's the same thing in our Send Out Cards business. As long as we follow these simple, fundamental steps, we will create success in our business, okay? So the things we're going to cover tonight: inviting, sharing your story, sharing the app, so literally demoing how do you send a card, showing someone how they can send a card and gift, going over the ways to get started, showing the money, call to action, and following up. So those are the things that we're going to cover tonight. Now, one of the things, though, there's a quote. It basically goes along the line: to be great in anything, first you have to be good. To be good in anything, first you have to be bad. To be bad in anything, first you have to start. Now, the great thing with Send Out Cards, no one's bad at it, because it literally is just sharing something that we're excited about. But the key to that quote is you have to start. So one of the things we want to encourage everyone, just start sharing it. It's fun, it's exciting, and as you can tell, we have fun with this business, and people like to join fun. So we're going to just go over let's kick it off, Melissa. Everyone has their list now. They started writing it down. How do we start inviting people to take a look at Send Out Cards?
All right. Now, what I love about this, the texting strategy, is the fact that it alleviates the whole stress of picking up the phone. Most people are terrified of the phone, and me included. I don't love it. I don't love picking up the phone all the time, especially if it's when you first get started. I certainly have no problems now, but when I first got started, I was petrified. So this texting strategy is great. And so you can take a screenshot. I would plug this into your phone. I would copy it somewhere, put it in the notes section, or put it in your text, and then just copy, paste, and change first name. And it's just easy. Hey, name, do you have the Send Out Cards app loaded on your phone yet? And they're going to respond, and they'll probably say no. And you can say, I'm going to send you a link, load it, and let's set up a short conversation so I can show you how it works. I think it's going to be big. Now, you want to create some sort of curiosity there. Get to the point. And the whole idea is to get them to get the app on the phone and set up the appointment. You don't just want to leave it. You don't want to send a massive email to people saying, hey, download this app, download this app, download this app, or put like a big, post on Facebook, because there's not really a call to action, and you have no control over that. So you want to maintain that control and make sure that you're going over and showing them how to send a card, and you're going through the presentation process. Now, this is for inviting. Business owner variation. I use this a lot. A lot of my networking is with a lot of business owners, and it's really, really effective. Hey, Naeem, I found out about a really cool relationship marketing tool that I think could be beneficial to your anything business. Put any business in there and it'll work. When we get together, when can we get together, either this week or next, so I can show it to you? And then they're going to respond with either yes or no, or what is it? And that's when you can say, it's a new technology. I need to show you on your computer or phone. When can I catch you uninterrupted for 30 minutes? Now, this is the key. The key is getting the appointment. If they're asking you too many questions, just say, it's a new technology. I need to show you it. And if you find that if they phone you, if they pick up the phone and phone you, I wouldn't answer. I would just say, hey, just super busy. Let me know if you can meet. Because the whole idea is that you want to get them to have a look at it. As we know, Send Out Cards is highly visual, and people typically don't get it until you walk them through it. So make sure that you're getting a commitment of that time from them. You want that 20 to 30 minutes uninterrupted. Not a lot, but make sure you get it. It's so important.
Absolutely. Also, let's just pause here for a quick second. Encourage everybody, take a screenshot again, put that in your notes section so you have it so you can literally copy and paste and send it out. But let's talk a little bit, Melissa. If you send this message to someone, let's say you invite someone and they don't get back to you right away, where do we go from there?
Okay, so the way that I treat it as a couple of things. I think of, okay, well, how am I when people text me? And I'll be honest, I don't always get back to people right away. Why? Because we're busy, and I'm not on their time frame, and they're not on my schedule. So I don't take it personal. Number one thing is don't take it personal, don't take it personal, don't take it personal. People are super busy. So I just treat it as if I were inviting Phoebe out for coffee or to the movies. If Phoebe didn't get back to me, I'd message her, a little bit later and say, hey, Phoebe, did you get my text? And then that was it. And most people will say, oh, shoot, I'm so sorry, I meant to get back to you. Most people aren't intending not to get back to you. They usually just, maybe they'll have a look at it and then it goes down, they've got a whole bunch of texts. And sometimes people just forget. I forget sometimes just because with everything else going on. So just don't take it personal and check back in. And then if they still don't get back to you, what I'll do is I'll leave it for a few days and I'll just message Phoebe back or whoever back and say, hey, just checking in. Did you get my last text? Just want to see if you're available to meet for coffee. And just treat it very casual, non-threatening, non-kind of, you don't want to be too pestering, but certainly you want to follow up. You want to get an answer. Do you want to meet or not? So just check in, touching base, no big deal.
Absolutely. So you guys, again, Melissa keeps it really light, right? And that's what's so important about this, is not to take it personal. Let's not assume that they're not wanting to meet. Assume on the positive that they're just busy, right? Just the same way if she invited me for coffee and I didn't get back, it's okay to check back in because it shows that you're professional about your business and you do really want to show that person. And that's our goal. We want, and one of the things that I get so fired up and excited about, I want everyone that I know to know about send-out cards through me. And so there is that urgency in making sure that we get out to our network and we let them see send-out cards. So if someone doesn't get back to you right away, check in with them. But also, that's why we have a list of people, because we're not waiting for anyone. We still want to show them and we're going to check back, but also keep on inviting other people to take a look at send-out cards. We want to fill up our calendar. And one of the things that's just such a simple thing we can do, if we're consistently inviting people, we will consistently be showing and sharing send-out cards. I want to say that again. If we consistently invite, we will be consistently scheduling appointments to show and share send-out cards. So it is very important every single day. Take a couple minutes. We can literally invite people when you're in line at Starbucks waiting for your coffee, but we always want to make sure we're always inviting people to take a look at what we have with send-out cards. And now there's different ways that we can, and one of the things Melissa touched on as well too, is we're inviting someone to take a look at what we have. So we're not going into detail about what it is on that text. We want to schedule an appointment. Now, when we have that appointment set up, there's different ways that we can show and share send-out cards, right? It could be a phone call and you're walking someone through over the phone. We could meet up for coffee. It might be a two-on-one, right, with your sponsor. It might be a small group. It might be a road tour. It might be a webinar, a Zoom meeting. There's lots of different ways that we can show and share send-out cards. One of the things you're going to notice is there's a framework to when we're in that appointment. So one of the things that we're going to kick it off is once we've sat down with that person, we had a chance to ask them some questions, get to know them, then we're going to transition into sharing our story. So Melissa, you want to touch a little bit on how we go through that?
For sure. So the story is in my mind, one of the most powerful and key components because that's your opportunity to connect with people. You're building rapport, but more than the rapport, you're building a connection. And I love the saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when you're sharing stories and you're connecting to somebody on a deeper level, then it's almost game over. And that's my personal experience with this business. So whether I'm talking to somebody on a phone, whether it be a webinar, a Zoom call, a one-on-one, a coffee shop, I always, first before I share my story, I want to hear their story. I want to hear about them. I want to hear a little bit about what they do. I want to know, what I'm always thinking of is how can I solve a problem? I'm trying to find solutions for people, whether it be monetary solutions, whether it be from a tool standpoint. So I want to figure out what their what their pain is. Is it something in business? Is it finances? And so that way, when I'm listening to those key components, I can kind of tailor those highlights when I reciprocate my story. Hopefully that makes sense. So once they've shared a little bit about them, and when people are sharing about themselves and they know that you're asking inquiring questions, they think, oh wow, so Melissa's not really selling me. She's really interested in what I have to say. And at that moment, my phone's put away. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm 100% focused on them, 100%. So after they share their story, they usually say something like, so tell me about you. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm glad you asked. So then I share a little bit about me, and I just go into, building a little bit of credibility. Hey, you know what? I started this business 5 years ago. Prior to that, I was in corporate sales, left that job to stay at home with my kids. So I share a couple things. And then I get into, but while I was staying at home, absolutely loved being a stay-at-home mom, but I kind of lost my financial and emotional independence. I kind of wanted it back. This is how I received a card in the mail. So this is how I found out about the company. Received a card in the mail from a girlfriend of mine that I attended her party. And I loved the card. It was amazing. And she called me up a couple weeks later and invited me to an event. My initial reaction was, you know what? I wasn't really interested. I didn't want to go to an event. I didn't want to do anything else. I couldn't imagine doing anything else on my plate. I couldn't imagine adding anything else. I've got 2 little kids. They were 1 and 3. But you know what? She bribed me to go to the event. She promised me a girls' night out. We're going to go out for a couple drinks, and that's the only reason I went. But I'll tell you, what I saw at that event completely changed my life. I saw a tool that was going to save me time, save me money, keep me organized. And the fact that they were going to pay me to share this with others, it was a no-brainer. So that's why I joined. And now, point 6, this is how Send Cards has benefited me. Well, it's allowed me to not have to go back to work. It's completely surpassed my corporate income. It's something that I've had the opportunity to travel all around the world, meeting like-minded individuals who want something better out of their lives. I get to design my own life by design, by me, and I get to be with my kids. I get to be with my kids and be the parent that I want to be and do what I want to do. Now, that's my story, and that's what I always share every single time. If I'm talking to a mom, I'll go heavy on the mom side. If I'm talking to a business owner, I'll go heavy on the business side. So it just depends who I'm talking to. Now, if you're new to the business and you don't have a story, and you're thinking, oh, well, I just got started, so what's my story? Well, share why you're doing Sendo Cards. So point number 6, it may not maybe it hasn't benefited you yet. You just got started. So maybe this is why I'm doing Sendo Cards. I'm doing it because guess what? You know what? I don't want to be at my job forever. I'm tired of it. I don't want to be a laborer anymore, or I want to save money for retirement, or this is my plan B. This is my whatever it is, I'm saving for my trip. Figure out what that is and share that with people, because that why is what's going to connect with them. And most people you'll find are just like you, and they're looking for something else. People are looking for hope. People are looking for change, and people want something extra, positive, inspiring. And of course, money doesn't help. So share that with people. Now, if you're talking to a business owner, I would share that too. I share that as well. But if you're talking to a business owner in a specific industry, you could share another story. That's why these webinars are important. That's why plugging in is important. That's why attending events is important. That's why talking to other people in Sendo Cards is important, because every time you talk to somebody, you are learning somebody's story that you're able to share with somebody else. And you can use those stories to inspire others, and that's going to help you along your journey.
Awesome. So once we've had a chance to share or get to know the person and share our story, the next thing we want to do is we want to show them how cool the Sendo Card system is. Now, I do most of my demos on the phone because people have a busy lives and phones are with us all the time. But you can still also demo it on the website as well too. I like to ask the person, what do you use more often, your computer or your phone? And then I'm just going to show them how simple it is to send a card. I'm going to have them send a card to someone they care about. That's an important piece. We want to give someone else a chance to experience what Sendo Cards is all about. So we want them to try it out. See how simple it is, right? So we want to walk them through the steps in quickly sending a card to someone they care about. Again, we can share the app. If we go into our app store on our phone, if we go in there and we just click on that Share Sendo Cards button, we can literally text message the link for the app to their phone, where now they can open up the app on their phone, and you can just walk them through sending a card to someone they care about. I like to prompt them. So I'm going to say, okay, well, who do you want to send a card to today? Now, if the person comes back and they, pull out, I don't really know anyone, I'm going to send it to myself. Let's take it away. No. I'm going to send you a card anyways, Melissa. Let's send a card to someone you care about. If they're like, well, I don't know anyone's address, this is where I like to usually have fun with it, and I'll just say, well, do you live with anyone? And oftentimes the person will start laughing because they'll be like, oh, yeah, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife, my kids, and they have a little chuckle, and I'm like, well, don't you think they deserve a card? And then I just walk them through. And again, part of the reason we want them to send a card is so that they see firsthand how simple it is to use the system. Plus, they get in that emotional connection of being able to reach out to a friend, family member, client, even a coworker. That's the other thing I should mention too. If you say, well, do you live with anyone? And they say, no, they don't. We'll just say, well, what about your job? Where do you work? Because everyone's going to know where their work address is as well too. They can obviously send it there to a colleague as well. So once we give them a chance to try it out, now they're going to there's kind of two reasons behind that. They've gotten that emotional connection behind sending the card, but also when the person that they sent the card to gets the card, usually they'll come back and, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the card. So now they're feeling that other sense of what send no cards is so powerful, because we feel great when we send the card, but isn't it awesome when someone calls you or sends you a message and says, oh my gosh, I got it, thank you so much. And we want whoever we're sharing send no cards with to experience that as well too. So always do your best to have that person send a card to someone. Again, if they come back and they say, well, send it to myself, I tell them, you know what, I'm going to send you a card anyways. Let's use this card to send it to someone else. And again, get them in that learning how to use the system firsthand, right? If they're on a webinar and they're watching you send a card, I still want them to experience what send no cards is all about. So we are either going to get them started and walk them through sending their first card right then and there, because again, you guys, we want people using the system and seeing how awesome of a tool it is that we have. And then next, Melissa, are you there? Are you on mute?
Yeah, I was on mute. I was like, I was already done. I was talking about the business bundles. I already talked about the personal marketing. So, so once you've done that, so seriously, I was already talking. That is so funny. Oh my goodness. So guys, once you've done that, the next step 4 is ways to get started. What are the ways? And people are probably thinking, and a lot of people are thinking that right at the beginning, right? How much is this going to cost me? So make sure that you do go. I love having the applications with me because it's something tangible, and I can kind of circle. I'm always circling the package that I want them to go for, and that's always the marketing or the business bundle. And so I do that for effect, right? And it works. So you can do that right from your mobile app. You can do right from your website. But again, I like to have the paper applications. That's what I do. So you're going to go through the bundles. And what I also like to do is, what I like about the paper applications is that on them, it shows a picture of a postcard, a 2-panel, a 3-panel, and it tells you the points, right? It shows you the points on there. And so I'll say, okay, a postcard is 1 point, a 2-panel is 2 points, a 3-panel is 4 points, and a 2-panel is 3 points, a 3-panel is 4 points, and then a big panel or a big card is 15 points. And so I go over that with them so they know where that is, so people understand the points. And then I'll go over and I'll share with them, okay, so there's a personal marketing business bundle. They're one-time setup fees. Everything's in U.S. funds, my Canadian friends, and we get paid in U.S. funds. So I always put that there. And then I say, and each have an annual renewal fee, and I go over the renewals. Then I say each bundle has the custom branding, and I usually have I have it in front of me. And if it's, if I'm on Zoom or something, I'll show them, I'll have it up in front of me and I'll show them, okay? And then I'll go through each bundle sharing what that is. And then I'll focus more on the marketing bundle because I truly believe this is the best value. And I usually say most people go for the marketing bundle because of ABC. Or if I'm talking to a business owner, most business owners want to have a business bundle because of the multiple logins, that kind of thing. Okay, so language is really, really important here. And then after that, I share, okay, so typically once people purchase a bundle, they'll tack on a monthly subscription. because once you've used your points in the bundle, of course, you want to get the best cost savings to purchase your points. So the best option is to go for the monthly subscription. You can do the pay-as-you-go or the retail package, but why pay more when you can pay less? So tack on the $39 subscription. And then if you know a few people that may benefit from send out cards, most people do, and you're probably thinking, you know, a few people that can benefit from this, then why not tack on the $50? You can become a distributor. And you can either use it, whether you're a business owner, you want to use it as a self-funding marketing program and refer a few people, or you may be like me, or maybe you want to supplement your income, and then I'll go over the numbers. So that's what I do. Now, guys, if you want an in-depth ways to get started, I just actually did a video today. It's on my YouTube channel. You go to youtube.com and search Melissa Barlock. I did a video of exactly how I go over these plans from that paper application, because I get the question asked all the time. So if it's something that you want, go to YouTube, search that, it's there. So once I do that, then I'll go over the 4 types of people, and I'll ask people, I'll tell them, I'll say there's 4 types of people who join Sendo Cards. Number 1, if you want to be a customer. Number 2, if you're looking to be a referral partner. Number 3, you're looking to subsidize your income. And number 4, you're looking for full-time income. And then I'll ask them and I'll say, where do you see yourself? And that's where I pause. And I like to say this is the effective pause, because it's very, very effective. And it can be very, very non-effective if you talk too much. So it's really important to stop and just say, where do you see yourself? And let them think. Let them decide, and don't be afraid if there's a little too long of a pause. They're actually thinking about all the information that you shared. And most times people will give you an answer. They'll say, you know what, I'm thinking about, you know, a 2 or maybe a 3, but I'm not sure. And then so you can help answer any questions. And then if they're, you know, if they are sure, say, great, let's get you started. And that way, that's where that paper application comes in handy for me. I'll just kind of push the, you know, move the application towards them with a pen and say, great, let's get you started. Let's get this filled in, and we'll get you all set up.
Love it, love it, love it. So you guys, again, every appointment, we want to go in with that intention that they're going to get started right on the spot. Give them that paper application with the pen, encourage them to fill it out, and get them set up. Now, we go into every appointment with that intention, setting that they're going to join on the spot, knowing, though, that some people are going to take a little bit of time. They're going to want to process things, and that is okay. This is actually a card in the Sendo Cards card catalog, and it talks about sales statistics, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. That's why there's a reason that there's a saying in our profession that the fortune is in the follow-up. So yes, we want to go into every appointment with that intention that they're going to join on the spot and help them. Now, if they aren't ready to join right on the spot, number one thing that we can do before we leave a meeting, before we get off the phone, we want to book a meeting from a meeting, okay? I'm going to say that again. Always book a meeting from a meeting. Think bam, bam, okay? Book a meeting from a meeting. We want to make sure that we have another follow-up appointment on the calendar that they know and we know when we're going to connect again. So let's say today's Wednesday. I ask Melissa, are you 1, 2, 3, or 4? She says she's a 3. I say, great, just fill out this information. Let's get you set up. And she goes, well, you know what? I do have to just run it past my husband. Okay, Melissa, no problem. You know, do you guys have this sort of relationship where you want to present it to him? Would it be best if I help you out? We do it together. What works best for you? She says she wants to just, I just got to basically tell him. Okay, no problem. Well, today's Wednesday night. Would it be okay if we touch base, say Friday morning, 10 o'clock? Does that work for you? She says, yes, great. Well, now I book that in my calendar. I would put it in my paper. I still use paper, but you can put it in your electronic calendar, whatever works for you. But we scheduled that. Now she knows when I'm going to follow up with her to help her get started, and I know when I'm going to follow up with her. So that one thing right there can help you create way more success in your business when we just take that initiative. And again, make sure that we're showing that person that we're treating this as a business, and we're going to just schedule a follow-up call. Right? It could be a follow-up call. It might be a follow-up in-person meeting, whatever it is. Just make sure that we're getting that meeting on the calendar. Now, if someone gets started as a customer, let's say they say, oh, I want to be a customer. Okay, great. We get them set up right then. we like to still schedule a checking in call. Now that call might be 3 to 5 days afterwards, but it's just literally a call to just check in and see how the person's doing. Because oftentimes customers, the wheels start turning as they use the system, and they may then, when you have that check-in call, they may want to upgrade, add the distributor option at that time. They may have referrals for you of other people that you can show and share send out cards to. They may have a question that you can help answer. So again, we want to show our customers and our clients that we're helping them and we want them to get the most out of the system. The other thing we want to do, and this could be an email or it might be a text. Again, it really depends on the relationship that you have with that person. But send them a thank you email or a thank you text. You know what, Melissa, it was great sitting down with you. I really appreciate you taking time out to take a look at send-out cards. I hope you now can see how phenomenal of a company and an opportunity this is. I'm really looking forward to building this business with you, or something along those lines. You may include even the details for them to go back into their trial account. If you gave them one, I like to include testimonial videos that I think will resonate with them, or it might be the business opportunity video so they can watch it again, and then include the follow-up meeting details. If someone gets started as a customer, a send out cards customer, yes, they're going to get an email direct from send out cards, but remember, again, you're the one with the relationship with this person. So send them a welcome to send out cards email. Say thanks so much for getting started. You may include the information for them to get into their account. Include a testimonial video. We talked about how powerful stories are. So send them a video that you think will resonate with them. Again, if they're a business owner, send them a video that talks about a business owner using send out cards. If they, have a certain connection, because the videos are such great tools that you can use as well too. Or maybe even include the business opportunity video so they can watch it again. And then of course include the check-in appointment details. Now we are a greeting card and gifting company, so it's so important that we are leading by example. And so let's make sure that if someone takes time to learn about send out cards, send them a thank you card. If you're in person, you're probably demoing and sending a card right then to them. But if they're on a webinar or a Zoom meeting or anything like that, we still want to make sure we're following up by sending them a thank you card. If you can include a gift, brownies, do it, because everybody loves to get them. As well as if they get there as a customer, you may want to set them up on a send out cards welcome to kind of send out cards card campaign to thank them, to add brownies again, because when people have a chance to receive the brownies and bite into them, they are more inclined to want to do the same for someone else, and they're going to start using that program, sending more cards and brownies as well too. And then let's go from here, Melissa. So let's say I give you a call Friday morning, 10 a.m., and you need a little bit more time. Obviously, we're going to continue to book a meeting from a meeting, but what are some other ways we can continue to follow up with our connections?
Yeah, so great, because a lot of times you're going to have multiple touch points when you're following up with people. It's not just one or two. Statistics show, like Phoebe just showed a little bit earlier, that it typically takes between 4 to 7 or 5 to 12 touches. And that can just be from a text or a card or good news or invitations and all these things that we're talking about. And sometimes it's just a series of texts or Facebook messages of following up with people. So a lot of times, let's say, you showed somebody a send out cards, you said, okay, I'm thinking about this option, but I need a few more days. And you say, okay, no problem. Does Tuesday work for you to follow up? And they say, yes, Tuesday works great. You call them Tuesday and they say, you know what, I'm not really ready to get started. I need more time, or I need to, pull money together. And then I'll say, okay, no problem. Do you have any idea of like when I can follow up? I certainly don't want to bother you, but, let me know when would be best. And they'll probably give you a time. And they'll say, maybe next week or maybe next month or maybe 3 months down the road. And say, okay, no problem, and you're going to put them in the calendar. No problem, I'll put you in the calendar, I'll follow up then. But I'm not going to stop there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a card. I'm also going to send them a card, maybe a gift, could be like a positive card, a holiday card, an inspiring card, a business building, depending on what industry they're in, or if they're not in a business, depending on what fits them, I'll send them a card that's in relation. And then I'll also follow up technology as it's released, like the custom brand manager, first impressions kit if they haven't heard of it, or testimonial videos. Maybe I saw a great testimonial video and I thought of them, and you just text them or message them and say, hey, I saw this really quick video, thought you might find it interesting or valuable. So that kind of thing, to kind of have those touch points. And then of course, invitations. So this is extremely fitting because I have an event next week. Steve Schultz, President of Field Operations, is coming to Burlington, Ontario to do a road tour. So I love events because it gets everybody into inviting action. And, messaging all those people that you shared send out cards with before and follow up with them. Now, over invite, under expect. But what I like about it is it's another touch point for inviting people. So live calls is another great way to invite people to take a look at send out cards. Maybe Jordan Adler, he always mentions what kind of call he's going to have, so you can have them on live or send them the replay. Those are all great ways to follow up with people. And then, of course, when you start, getting those signals and signs that they're ready to get started, then the next steps are let's get them started and you get them signed up. And really, that's just the beginning of the journey. It doesn't end. That's when it starts.
So true. So you guys, a couple things, we call it our Send Out Cards Toolkit for Success, just a few items that you can have on hand to help speed up the process of someone making a decision to get started. So you want to make sure you have card samples. This is especially important because when you're meeting with someone one-on-one, a lot of times people want to see the cards and feel them, especially if you have like a home meeting where you have some people over to take a look. So you want to send yourself card samples. You want to make sure you have some personal card samples, some business card samples, the first impressions card, cards with custom branded backs. Send yourself these sample cards, and if you have a business and you've sent out a card and you've had great results with it, make sure you send yourself a copy of that card so when you're showing and sharing send-out cards, you can show that card and tie it to your story, right? Or you can get cards from other people that you can share and part of your story as well too. So it's a great idea. Have these on hand. Paper applications, Melissa touched on that when we're demoing in person, having those applications right then and there. You can also have copies of a W-8 Ben form or the W-9 form. These are all available in the download section of the Resource Center. So print them out and have them on hand. The mobile pocket presentation and the opportunity sheet, again, these are great tools that you can use to show the money with send-out cards. And then as a bonus item, have a signature wrap 2 or 4 pack of brownies that you can have on hand, and then you can just show it, this is what I just sent you, and this is what it looks like as well too. It just helps people kind of make that decision a little bit faster because now they've actually seen it and they felt it as well too. So you guys, we're going to just quickly zoom through the upcoming events. If you have any questions, now's the time, type them in there. We have events going on all through Stock Nation, and we want to get really great at inviting people to take a look at send-out cards. So every single Tuesday night, Melissa does an amazing, amazing online virtual business presentation. So what does that mean? You can literally invite people onto here, and they can watch and learn about send-out cards. You can actually have the 2016 Distributor of the Year doing a presentation for you, and to your guests. Also, Melissa will invite a guest testimonial every single week as well too, and she posts who's going to be the person presenting with her often on there. So it's, again, a great tool and a great way to invite people to learn more about send-out cards. Now, I want to stress, it could be the first time someone's looking at send-out cards. It may be another follow-up touch point. I love to use this as well so people hear other people's stories. Plus, then my guests, I might sit down and do a one-on-one presentation with them, but I may invite them onto the webinar. Why? Because I want them to see that there's other people building this business. I want them to see that they also can just invite people on this webinar. And we have our 2016 Distributor of the Year doing a presentation for us to help us grow. So use that tool. I want you guys to even think, how powerful would it be? You had at least one guest on this webinar every single week, and you taught your team to do the exact same thing. How quickly your business can grow. So set that intention that every week you're going to be on there, you're going to have a guest on there, and you're going to teach your team to do the exact same thing. Every Thursday night, we do a Send-Out Cards opportunity meeting here in Vancouver, BC. Every Saturday, Send-Out Cards business presentation, as well as 5 habits training in Oakville, Ontario. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we get together here online to go over this Fast Start training. Now, these are just a few events, okay? Make sure you check the Resource Center, click on upcoming events, as well plug into the official Facebook group because there are events going on literally all over Stock Nation. And the beautiful thing about the events that go on, you guys, we work as one big team, which means there's an event coming up. Let's go over here. All these events, road tours that are happening, play the who do you know game. Because again, even if you can't be there live, the team that's there hosting the event will take care of your guests as if you're there. They will help them, they'll welcome them. And so Melissa, you want to touch on the road tours and just the importance of playing that who do you know game and packing the room.
100%. This is called leverage. This is the beauty of the business, is the fact that we don't even have to be, I don't have to be in Vancouver to invite people there. I know that I can message Phoebe and say, hey, I've got a guest coming. Would you mind reaching out and saying hi? And absolutely, I know that Phoebe or somebody in that room is going to make sure that my guest is being well taken care of. And the same goes for Phoebe and anybody else who's in Sendo Cards as well. So as we know, Steve Schultz, he is a ball of energy and knowledge and wisdom. And you pretty much know, you're almost guaranteed that if you have guests in that room, they're going to join. So isn't it worth it to invite? 100,000%. It's so worth it. And really over invite, under expect. You invite, 50 people, maybe 5 people show up. So just expect that. Always book a meeting from a meeting. Ask them when they can meet if they can't attend. But these road tour events, fabulous. Steve Schultz's business presentation, it's always sponsored by one of the leaders in the area. And have fun with it. And when you, as a leader, register yourself, promote the heck out of it. Let your team know that you've promoted. Invite people, be the leader, show people that you are doing the same thing that you're asking others to do as well.
Absolutely. And then you guys, Promptings Academy, you want to get to a Promptings Academy as soon as possible. Promptings Academy, Cody Bateman, the CEO and founder, visionary leader behind Sendo Cards, is a master with personal development, a master at helping us find our inner genius and sharing that with the world. So you want to get there as quickly as you can. Now, Socket C is still on there, April 21st to 24th. There's a few cabins left. That ship is about to sell out. We're actually doing kind of a Promptings Academy with a twist, because Cody's going to be bringing back his MLM Blueprint workshop, which is just phenomenal. So if you can get on the Socket C cruise, send me a message. I'll connect you with Helen. We can get you booked, or go to socketc.com. Then there are 3 more Promptings Academies coming up. May 20th, Seattle. June 24th, Phoenix. July 29th, Houston. Set an intention. Put it on your calendar. What gets written becomes real. So put it on your calendar what event you're going to get to, and events you can get to. Melissa and myself have both been to many Promptings Academies. Every time we go, we learn new things. So you want to get to one of them, and then as many of them as often as you can, and encourage your team to do the exact same thing. Cancun, Melissa, you want to touch on this really quickly? We're coming up to the final home stretch.
Yes, very, very, very excited. Still running for that, the cash for Cancun. And if you're not on the leaderboard, you still can be. So guys, go for it. You have the next few days to go to all your fence sitters, do whatever you can. What I've been doing with a couple of people is saying, hey guys, if you're, I've showed you Sendo Cards before, you showed interest. I know you want to get started, but if it's a matter of, this week or next, can you get started this week? Because I'm really, really wanting to win this trip to Cancun. And a lot of times people want to help you out. I've actually had a couple of people say, yes, I promise I'll join by Friday. I'm like, okay, can you just do it now? So there still is time to get 25%, if not up to 150%. This is such a great opportunity on so many levels. This trip is not for 1 but 2 people. So if you win, you're winning. If you win 25% or earn 25%, it's for 2 people. If you win 100%, it's for 2 people, so on and so forth. So guys, do whatever you can to make the push, and also encourage your team to do the same thing as well. This will be an amazing opportunity to have intimate conversations, fun, a little bit of fun side kind of training, I guess you can say, with all the leaders, as well as Cody Bateman, Jody Bateman, Steve Schultz, Vanessa Hunter, myself, Phoebe, all the executives and Eagles. It's going to be a great, great, great time.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. Oh my goodness. And so you guys, just lastly, we want to wrap it up with a simple recipe for Sendo Card success. Now, you're on the line, you're committed, you're serious about building this business. So we're just saying what the general framework is, but we want to multiply this. So if you're serious about building your business, which we know you are because you're here, you want to send more than one heartfelt card a day, tongue twister tonight. So send 5, right? Send 5 heartfelt cards a day and watch your business explode. Every day you want to show someone how to send a card. Now, again, you want to build your business faster, show more people how to send a card with Sendo Cards. And every day, share the business opportunity with video with someone. Now, again, you want to build your business faster, show more people. As long as we consistently show and share Sendo Cards, we follow up, we help people get started, That's what this business is all about. And last thing we want to just close up with keep on showing and sharing Send cards straight to the top. We appreciate you guys being on the line tonight. Those of you listening to the replay, thank you so much for everything you do. If you are on the live version right now, feel free to type in any questions. We'll check them right now. And again, you guys keep rocking it. Melissa, thank you so much for everything that you do for the entire Stock Nation. We're very fortunate to have a leader like you in our team and on the ranks and just building this business with us. So thanks so much.
Ditto, my friend. Thanks so much. It's always a pleasure, for sure.